a lot of plot holes, and I feel like that's a common misconception. While there are some, like any big thing has, they're not really that bad. We recently went back and replayed them, like expecting to be like, oh god, plot holes, and we're like, no, this actually works really well. Like everything like really connected really nicely. Basically, what I need to see is that if you think there's a plot hole, think about it and look it up, and it's probably not. Like 90% of the time, it won't be. It's just so massive and confusing, and it's hard to keep track of everything.
Episodes through the database.
Yeah.
The perfect guy.
Can I talk about Pellegri? I really love Pellegri.
Pellegri's cool.
I think that I really want to talk about Pellegri here. We have half hour. We have time. Well, almost half hour. Because we have to be out early to clean up. Let's talk about Papa though, because she is another example of great. This is becoming feminism in Xenosaga, the panel. I'm sorry. That's just kind of how I play games, though. I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm not supposed to be saying sorry. I'm sounding like Anne. I'm sounding like Anne. But Pellegri is really great, I think, because she left Jean for herself. She didn't leave for Margula. She actually she left for Ormus and her birthright. And it's really great. And because Jean kind of like pursues her, like, why'd you leave me? I'm a nice guy. And she's like, no, I left you because you're a jerk and I have things to do. And while her choice was wrong, because Ormus is just really messed up and they're a bunch of crazies, you know, it was her choice and she did it purely because that was what she felt she had to do. It wasn't like a romantic thing, and it directly kind of comments on the entire like romantic villain, female villain story, like cliche, and I really enjoyed that with Pellegri, and that's probably why I love her so much. I don't, we have Citrine coming up here, but we'll talk about Citrine soon. We have Wilhelm first of all.
Wilhelm's kind of important, maybe.
Wilhelm is just a little bit important.
Yes.
He's behind everything,
yeah,
literally.
He, they, whatever. I kind of flip, but I don't know, my favorite thing is when he's like with Yuriev, when he's like watching Yuriev, what's going on with Yuriev, and he's like, yeah, he's a bit interesting, I guess. It's like his tone and like the way he says it just like seems to imply, get the popcorn, Kevin. Instead of like, oh, this is entertainment, get the popcorn, Kevin. Yeah, I'm just like, spoilers here. Because I think what's really cool about our favorite evil albino is he's not evil. He just wants to protect the universe, and his idea of protecting the universe is eternal recurrence and doing the same thing over and over again. He really likes eternal recurrence, and that's kind of not really that great in the long run.
He protected the universe? Like,
yeah, so he
came into being.
He is a protector of the universe. He wants to protect our dimensional universe. He has no ill will at all.
Maybe he meant for everything to happen.
Yeah, there was a really good theory that he meant for everything to happen. He meant for Zarathustra to go out of control and be destroyed. Is that a chaos over there? Is that a chaos? Hi, chaos!
I'm out Ash right now because I have another potion to go to, but that's why I don't have full outfits.
Okay, all right. You're like fan service chaos right now.
I got you.
Pretty short. I'm sorry.
I'm wearing the full outfit tomorrow for the photo shoot.
Oh, awesome! I'll be there as this.
I'll be curious.
Where was I? I lost everything. Zarathustra, to recurrence. Wait, can I do my Wilhelm? I don't know if I can do my Wilhelm voice in front of everyone. I can't. Never mind. I can do a good Wilhelm voice and a good Heinlein voice. But what? Why'd you elbow me? Whoa. What was I saying? There's a good theory that he meant for everything to happen, because, you know, like, what didn't Wilhelm plan for, you know? It's like, he was always on top of things, like, to be vigilant.
Lost Jerusalem era.
So I feel like I think it's very viable to say that he planned for everything to happen. But even if he didn't, he still helped everyone at the end. He made sure that the last column put them out in the same galaxy as Lost Jerusalem. So he actually is like, yes, go forth, let me help you at the end, even after you beat him.
He still caused a lot of shit.
He still caused a lot of shit, though. He is still a piece of trash. He's a very pretty piece of trash, but he is a piece of trash. Is he Nietzsche? Is Nietzsche bros with him? What's going on there? We don't know. Well, that's like the thing. It's like, so there's like an actual like Zarathustra thing going on, and like actual like, you know, Nietzsche things going on. So like, what? I'm not gonna think too hard about that. The Testaments.
Oh God.
I was so vague here because I was expecting there to be a lot more Xeno babies. We're not going to go too deep into them. We're not going to go to red. Let's not go into red. But we can talk about Abdo as the White Testament and Virgil as the Blue Testament, especially Virgil as the Blue Testament, because that's episode 1.
I mean, he kind of.
I said it was a shame, didn't I? Kind of. But that line's important. They're creepy. I don't know what to say about them. Do you know what to talk about? I don't know what to say. I need to I needed to write this more geared towards, I was like trying to be like as not spoilery as possible, but looks like I can be.
Well, but they're also doing
Their own
things
thing.
to do for their own reasons. But Wilhelm kind of uses that to his own advantage.
Because Red Testament is kind of like just caught up in the whole eternal recurrence idea though.
Yeah.
So, but Blue has the Feb thing, and White just wants to fuck his brother. Jan Sauer, and then Black is just like, Jan Sauer, I missed you. Jan Sauer, come live together with me forever. Yeah. Speaking of that, Voyager I think is a character that people don't think is as deep and complex as he is because they have to play Pied Piper.
Like all his backstory.
Wow, that went too far. How did we get that far? We are not that far. Oh, good luck, guys. Spoilers.
Probably get going fast.
Yeah, we should go. We actually don't tell us, so we don't have to be super vague there. I was like, what do I put that isn't a spoiler for Telos?
She appears.
She's in one game and has like 4 scenes, and then she has like 80 figures, and I'm like,
She's a boss.
What is she?
She's a boss.
Shion has 2 figures. Telos has 80. Shion's the main character. Why? Okay, I know why, but I'm angry. I love Telos, but she's not as important as people tend to think she is. She's not actually that important, really. I mean, other than being the body of Mary. Oh yeah, Hepatica. I cried. I literally started crying. It's great. I cried a lot during this game. But supposedly more powerful than Cosmos. Her development is the subject. This is so vague. Oh my god. She is in episode 1 though. It's when you take ship as Junior.
Right.
You can go to her like screen and you like click it and it's like these seem to be like parts for something called Telos, and I'm like, oh my god.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's actually there. I have pictures on my Tumblr. I'm positive. So
First time.
yeah, Telos is something I was.
The third game. What?
I kind of have a sucker for the whole like duality thing though, so that's kind of important. Oh man, we need to.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, now let's talk about why Abel and Nephilim are not Faye and Ellie. Shall we do that?
Who's Abel's Abel?
Abel is God,
Yeah. Although Dimitri doesn't realize it.
which is hysterical.
He knew for 300 years. Apparently, Dimitri was in the same general facility as Abel 300 years ago when he was a test subject for the transfer experiments. And still, he never realizes this that he's doo-doo, which is
Whoops, we messed up there. We are so close on time. Wait, we were, I don't know. Let's go. Yeah, whatever am I going to talk about with Abel and Nephilim? Nephilim is a little girl from Lost Jerusalem.
she appears and tells Shion
She is
cryptic
not Ellie.
messages.
Yeah. She tells Shion cryptic messages, but Shion actually calls her out on one point. And it's like my favorite part. It's just you just say cryptic things and confuse me. I'm like, yes, thank you. But Nephilim's great, and so is Abel. They have their significance is a lot different than Faye and Ellie, and the semblance is basically that they're associated and that they look like little versions of them, but they have totally different roles. Totally different roles. Totally different roles that are infinitely less sexist. In fact, Nephilim is like, Abel's pretty helpless. Abel's kind of like the damsel in distress for a lot of episode 3. God is the damsel in distress in episode 3. I'm not even kidding though, he's like screaming inside Zarathustra and stuff. No, that's when he's in, that's Omega. He's just curled up inside Zarathustra. Yeah. I don't know, we don't have time. Citrine is perfect, Kanan is Lactus, Doctus is definitely Melise, Yuli Mizrahi, Mary and Shelley, my wonderful assistants Mary and Shelley. We need to find Mary and Shelley cosplayers. Somebody cosplay Mary and Shelley. Kevin Winnicott, Shield's late lover, and also spoilers.
Can I say it?
Red Testament. He's kind of a massive douche. Rock Mantel. I'm totally not the Red Testament, even though my name means red cape. Oh my god, this is the worst. That was a lot. Yeah, we don't really need that. All right, we need to talk about Pied Piper. I just wanted to get in here. How many of you have read Pied Piper? Just by show of hands. Oh, that's about half of us then. That's pretty good. I'm really proud of you guys. Pied Piper's so important. Yeah, it is translated. It's,
Yeah, you just search it.
You just look up Pied Piper, Xenosaga Pied Piper, and it's like the first thing.
It's on Zarathustra.org or something.
Yeah, how they get that name? But our car is called Zarathustra. That's a totally different story. But it's just a magnificent story, as well as really developing Ziggy's story, and also mentioning a lot of important things for the first time.
Dimitri appears in it for the first time. He had fluffy hair.
Wilhelm calls Chaos Yeshua for the first time.
He mentions Zarathustra.
He mentions Zarathustra.
His dress is weird.
Everyone looks like they're from the 70s. Yuriev has long, fluffy hair and a brown suit, and it's like ridiculous.
But Zora's hot.
Zora's great, and Melisse is perfect, and Melisse may be Doctus. Lactus is Kanan. So that's the whole Kanan backstory is all in here. If you haven't played it, or read it rather, we're not gonna play it because it's a cell phone game. If you haven't read it, I really recommend that you go do it. It introduces a lot of important things, but it's also just a really good story, like the characters and everything.
And it makes Ziggy and Voyager a lot more interesting characters.
Yeah, and I don't know how to. It's what you would expect from Xenosaga. It's that level of depth, and Sarai Saga worked on it, so that's why it's perfect. Oh, don't remind me, John. Missing Year, on the other hand, is a little.
It's a Flash movie. I mean,
how many people have watched Missing Year? Oh my God. Oh. Well, let me talk to you about Missing Year then. The whole beginning of episode 3 would make a lot more sense if you had Missing Year.
it explains why she unquit Vector.
Yes.
In detail.
Yes, it explains that whole thing.
They tried to explain it in the database, but I mean, it's a lot more in depth.
Yeah.
It's actually.
It explains the whole thing with her dad too, like why she's like, I don't feel comfortable around my dad anymore. And that's whole there. Like someone was like, why is it like, why is she suddenly angry at her dad? He seemed pretty nice. It's like, oh God, they're going to Missing Year.
And it introduces Doctus and Scientia.
Yeah, all that.
Besides,
and
Scientia's mentioned at the end of Pied Piper.
Yeah, and talks about Shion leaving Vector. And the only problem with Missing Year is that it is very subpar in terms of storytelling.
I mean, it's a Flash movie.
It's a Flash movie. It was not worked on by Takahashi. He came up with the idea of Amadel, I believe, and he came up with some of like the basic concept of it, but the actual like script was not written by him, and the whole thing feels like a bad anime filler arc as a result. Shion has a cute puppy love thing though with Amadal when she was little, and that was cute. And there's some good moments, but there's some weird things in it. Like Shion doesn't have her MWS for some reason, and that's like why? What? So she goes as a combat advisor and doesn't have her weapon, and I'm like,
She has martial arts. She has martial arts. She knows how to fight.
she can knock out a man with her high kick. Yeah. But Jean wears bondage for some reason. Yes. I'm not even kidding. He has like a gun over his crotch too.
Straps.
Oh my God, it's horrifying. I don't want to talk much about the story because it's not that interesting. The concepts and the things that it explains are really important and cool. And there's a really great Cosmos moment. I mean, what? Oh, all right. Out of those, has anybody listened to these? One person, 1.5 people.
I've read some of it.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. These are great. They're canon mostly because they explain Richard and Herman, which is why they were like, remember me, when they show up in episode 2. There's that great moment where they're like, Guinan, you don't need to worry about Guinan flirting with girls. That was the best part.
Basically,
It's a lot of fluff. It's a lot of fun. They're canon, I'm pretty sure they're canon.
really important, but they're a lot of fun to listen to.
They're not like, oh my God, I need this to understand the plot. But it's like,
Learn how Chaos joined the Elsa.
he plays poker. He's playing poker. It's really cute. And Junior and Momo go on an adventure with Richard and Herman, i.e. Junior gets kidnapped. Junior gets kidnapped. What else happens in these? That's the big one. It's mostly the Chaos story and that one. It's good. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They're fluff, but they're fun. Robot Academy shenanigans, a lot of that. There's some like really cute Shion Cosmo stuff in there too. Yeah. Alright. But wait, there's more. Music! Yasunori Mitsuda and the lovely Yuki Kajiro, the god and goddess of music respectively.
I got into it because of Yuki.
Our game has the best music, you guys.
Oh, yes.
It's painfully good. We started playing these games because of the music.
It's so pretty.
Yes, you will cry.
Actually, I heard the live performance of God Sib.
Look where she is now.
It became it's my favorite song now, and it's Uriel's theme too. So I don't know how that happened. That's
You
the whole
kind of lucked out there. Some of Yuki's best works are in there for Yuki Kajiro
I discovered
fans.
how amazing Mitsuda is.
Yeah.
Now I need to play Chrono Trigger.
It's just really good. And for those of you who don't know, there is a lot of unreleased music from episode 3 that is available on Yuki Kajiro's fan site, Content for May. They have this massive rip of like 80 some unreleased songs from episode 3, so all the stuff that wasn't on the soundtrack.
Like versus Uriel's unreleased.
And Abel's Arc. Yeah. Wilhelm. Wilhelm. Yeah, and like one of the Hepaticas, and like a couple versions of Maybe Tomorrow. Maybe Tomorrow. Maybe Tomorrow. I can sing for you guys. I'm a bad singer. There's a live performance, you should all watch it. I was gonna play this, but our speakers are kind of messed up, but I mean...
Just a little bit.
Okay, just a little bit. Alright, I'll have to be quiet. Be quiet.
I mean, I have a bigger speaker than show.
We had to rush in here, and because we were low on time. Xenosaga mode.
Yeah, I stalled this entire fight because the music was awesome.
Oh my god, yeah.
I beat it too fast the first time.
And then we spent like forever on it the second time because we wanted to listen to it, and we both didn't want our favorite characters to die.
Yeah, I really.
Okay, you guys know how there's a like help program or whatever. I'm not even in the Hannibal fandom. Help guiding Kukai. That's kind of the thing for Xenosaga. Someone help guiding Kukai. Alright, that's enough gossip for today. Oh my crappy speaker. Woo! Alright, let's get into it. Xenosaga freaks.
It's a real game.
We actually have a translation going on that. Like, is Hitachi in the room? Hi! Thank you for working on those! You're amazing! Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, we appreciate those. They're pure crack. Pure crack. 100% pure crack. There's nothing canon about these. Cosmos runs around with cat ears. Ziggy counts the number of screws in his legs. The Durando gets trashed by Cosmos. Momo whacks around the head with a frying pan. It's all.